Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar, Getting Started with Book Widgets for Creating Interactive Content and Auto-Graded Assignments in Google Classroom. My name is Kate Baker. I'm a veteran educator with 25 years in education. I taught high school English for 20 of those years, and to this day, I continue to work in higher ed with some pre-service teachers. And then I'm also the head of community engagement here at BookWidgets, and I coordinate the BookWidgets ambassador community. Joining me for today's webinar is Frederick from Support. He will be helping to answer any questions you may have. And here he is on camera. You want to say hello to our lovely audience, Frederick?
Hello to our lovely audience. I will shut up now because you were doing great, Kate. Please.
Thanks, Frederick. I'm so glad that you're with us. So if you ever send an email to support@bookwidgets.com, I guarantee you Frederick's the one who's going to be replying. So you can always send him a nice note. You don't have to just email him when you have a problem. Okay, so for those of you who are new to BookWidgets, BookWidgets is a content creation and evaluation tool for teachers. We save teachers time and energy by providing the tools to support your students' learning process from beginning to end with 40 customizable widget templates and 36 question types, 30 of which are auto-scored for building a variety of professional and interactive lessons designed to enhance student engagement, comprehension, and assessment. And when you integrate BookWidgets into a learning management system like Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, Moodle, Blackboard, Canvas, and more, you can use the Live Widgets feature to keep an eye on your students' progress in real time. And I can't wait to show you this in Google Classroom today. And whether you're using BookWidgets via the web or a learning management system, the reporting dashboard with its insightful statistics makes it easy to review student work and efficiently provide scores and feedback. So now that you have an idea of the capabilities of let's go see how BookWidgets can be used in Google Classroom. So first off, there's two ways to get into BookWidgets through Google Classroom. All right, so the first is if you are not a Google school, you can do the Chrome extension. So if you go to the Chrome web store, .google.com, and you come up here and you search for BookWidgets, you'll find it. Yay, there it is. And I've already installed it in my Chrome browser. So when you open it up, you can see here it is, Google Classroom integration. And then when you hit the button to add to Chrome, it will appear in your top right corner of your Chrome browser. A little hot tip so that you can always find it. Make sure that you pin that extension so that it always appears there so you can easily find it, okay? If you are a school that uses Google, you are a Google, you're essentially a paid customer of Google, then you're probably going to be using the add-on. The add-on needs to be approved by your school's Google administrator. So make sure that that step is handled, okay? So when I'm in Google Classroom, I've logged into my teacher account. When I'm using the extension, I will see when I click on it, this lovely drop down that says create assignment, live widgets, or grades and reporting. And then I can just click on it and it will open up BookWidgets inside of Google Classroom. So now we see this as a window. I can see all of my groups that I belong to. You'll notice, for those of you that use BookWidgets through the web, that we don't have that top navigation ribbon. You don't need it right now because you're focused entirely on selecting widgets and adding them to your Google Classroom class, okay? When it comes to the add-on, so this is through the extension to be able to navigate. I'm going to exit out just so I can show you the difference. When you go into any one of your classes, we're going to go to class work. And then we're going to hit create. We'll select, you can see BookWidgets is listed there, but I need to make an assignment first before I can use it. So I'm going to do an assignment. So this is a Google Classroom assignment. And then I can type in my instructions, use the rich text formatting for Google. I can come over here and in the sidebar for Google Classroom, I can, determine if I need this to go to multiple classes. I can determine if I want it to go to all students or if I just want to do some differentiated instruction and select which individual students I want to send it to. Give it a due date, give it a topic. Again, add a rubric or do some marking or set categories within the Google Classroom assignment framework. But if I want to add book widgets, what I'll do is right here under add-ons, I just click that button and now it will open up Google Classroom again to open up book widgets inside of Google Classroom. Now, very, very important. If you're using the add-on, that's at the school level. So you have to make sure that while you do have access to your various groups that you may have created inside of BookWidgets, you have to be in your Google Classroom group, okay? You're not going to be able to share a widget from another one of your, maybe it's from your My Widgets section. You're not going to be able to share a widget because it has to be affiliated with your school. So it's going to have to be in that humanities classroom, Google Classroom group that is affiliated with my school. So I just want you to make sure that you recognize that when you're using the add-on. Okay. All right. So let's go jump in and make a widget, shall we? So I'm in my humanities group, which is my class. I want to make a new widget. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to hit the green create new widget button. And this will open up our widget library inside of Google Classroom. Then again, I'm in this frame and I can filter and type in if I'm looking for something specific. Well, let me just scroll down and give you a tour. All teachers from all subject areas and grades can use BookWidgets because we have 40 different widget templates that you plug your instructional content into to create an endless number of interactive and auto-graded. We got worksheets, you got a web quest, video quiz, we have games, the jigsaw puzzle, crossword, word search, memory, bingo. We have our picture and video widgets. So you can create a hotspot image, group some images together for a Google carousel or image carousel that has a Google Maps twist. That's a lot of fun to play with. It's one of my favorite ones to use. We also have math widgets, arithmetic for creating problem sets. You can even do a spreadsheet or chart. And then we have some other widgets like Google Maps for an annotated map experience. The planner and the checklist are great also for putting, maybe creating a pathway of learning for your students. Now you'll notice some of our widgets here have an icon next to them. So we have this camera icon or this checkbox. So widgets that have the checkbox next to it, that means that the widget supports submissions from students. So you can do grading and feedback with this type of widget. And then if you see the camera icon, this supports live monitoring. So you can watch your students in real time completing the activity that you designed for them. Okay, so within our widget library, we have 4 of our most popular widgets. That's the quiz, the video quiz, the worksheet, and the split worksheet. These 4 widgets, you can use any of our 36 different question types. So the quiz, all 4 of these have the same functionality and question types, but the difference is in the delivery. So quiz widgets, say that 10 times fast. Quiz widgets will show 1 question at a time, whereas Worksheet and Split Worksheet widgets will give you a long scrollable page of multiple questions that are visible. And then your video quiz can do both. You can do one question at a time, or you can have multiple questions on a scrollable page at a specific stopping point within the video. So many great things to share with those. But for today, let's start with a worksheet. Worksheets are so versatile. Do not be fooled by the name worksheet and think that this is just something that, is a practice activity. You can use this for formative assessment as well as summative. You want to create a test or an exam, you can totally do that. You want to create kind of a fun web questy type multiple questions page, like a hyperdoc, you can do that with the worksheet widget. Okay, so now I'm in the widget editor. We're going to work from top to bottom, left to right. So the first thing you're always going to want to do is make sure you give your widget a name. Now, I like to do a couple of things with the naming convention of my widgets. Sometimes I like to put in an emoji and I like to color code them. So if I'm thinking like difficulty level, or, I want it to be just something that's a little bit more eye-catching from the names, I'll add in a color-coded emoji. And then if I'm thinking like this is part of a unit of instruction, I'll also number it. So if I know that this is like, this is the first, 1A, the first version of a practice, I'll do that. Or if I know it's going to be like unit 3.3, I'll number it as well so that I have easy organization to find what I need when I need it. Okay, so I'll just call this 1A practice. The description is where you can give some additional information. You want to type in your standard, or you want to name it, for specific class, you can type that in. Okay. And then as we go further down, this next tab is where the About tab is to add in some additional information. And this is only visible to you, the editor of this widget, and to any other editors that you might share this widget with. So any other teachers that may have editing capabilities on this, okay? So you can list your standards. You can link to resources, anything that you may want to include for yourself is a great thing to include in this About area. And you can use the rich text editor to bold, underline, hyperlink, even add in images or a table accordingly, okay? All right, so also we'll see underneath this, I'm going to hit done on the left side. You'll find some other tabs as well, and these will be where you'll add content and configure some different options. And then up across the top, we'll come back to those tabs in just a second, but across this top bar here, now over on the right side, we have the preview button, choose, where you're going to select this widget to share it, close to close it because you're done editing it. And then with the gear icon, there's some additional useful options. So if you want to import from a document, if you have a PDF that you have in your curriculum and you want to turn it into a BookWidgets activity, you'll be able to select text within that PDF and turn it into the various question types. Okay, so speaking of those question types, let's go to the Questions tab. I'm just going to follow that blue bar, and I'm going to click the Add Question button. And now we are revealing a crazy list of all of our question types. So as you scroll through this, we will see multiple choice, long answer, mark sentence, fill in a table. We got annotate picture, a whiteboard question. There's a photo question. It's just great for easy way of going digital. Have your students snap a picture of their paper and then submit it via the photo question. You can do word sentence ordering. There's a crossword question type in addition to the widget. We got picture map multiple choice, picture multiple select, audio recording within book widgets that students can record themselves. You don't have to go to another tool. We have so many multimedia text and audio and picture matching type questions. There's even stuff for you math folks. We have numeric answer, we have equations, a chemical equation builder, an ionic compound builder, and then a rubric question to help students self-assess their work. Okay. So don't be fooled by the name Book Widgets, because we have widgets, question types, and accessibility features for everyone. And to show you what some of these question types look like, I'm going to drop a link in the chat to a worksheet that you can open up and take a look at. And I'm going to scroll through it too, so that you can see. And let's go to tab, open this up. Okay, so this is a worksheet widget. And as I scroll through it, you can see all the different types of questions that are available. And if you click this button in the upper corner, make a copy in my account, you can add this directly into your account so that you can see in the widget editor how every question is configured. So as I scroll through, you can see that we can embed videos that are from YouTube or Vimeo. It's got to have a link. We have text multiple choice questions, multiple select, type in your responses. We got a rich text type in. We have fill in the blanks. You can even do not just type in, but you can have a drop down menu for your fill in the blank. We have our mark sentence question type. This is great. You know, you want to have students identify, let's say, parts of speech in sentences, in addition to, you know, identifying the categories of animal or adjective. As I scroll down, we got drag words in a sentence. We have correcting words in a sentence. This is great also to be able to see, you know, teach them some editing capabilities. Fill in the table, a question table that we've turned into a way to do true, false. We have multiple select. Here's an annotate picture question where we've got a picture that has multiple animals on it, and then students can type in to identify it. We have a whiteboard question for them to draw on, or even insert some stickers that we've added to it. They can move those around. They can make them bigger or smaller and add that to their whiteboard. You can also have a background image on your whiteboard that students could then annotate. We have a photo. Here's that photo question. Putting words in an order, so they'll, you know, kind of drag the words around and drop them into the correct order. We have another word ordering question. So this time they're dragging them up and down. Here's that crossword question, picture ordering question, picture multiple choice question, picture multiple select. Here's the audio recording. Just note for audio recording, you don't want to have, you don't want them to record too long of a message. So keep it, you know, fairly short. Plus, you don't want to have to listen to, let's say, 10 minutes of one student talking. So shorter is better. We have word matching, word picture match. We have some more matching with pictures. We have some more matching with words and audio. Some more matching with audio and pictures. Text drag and drop for like categories. We have another text drag and drop with a background image. As we keep going, we have picture drag and drop. We have a picture drag and drop to a background image. Keep on going. Grouping questions. This is great for like making like stacks, grouping multiple things together. So we have text, we have words. So being able to group them together. think that was a hyena. So I'm going to drag that over here. So you can see as I'm like kind of stacking things together. And then whoop, stack them, go this way, stack it. Yep. As we keep going down, here's that ionic compound builder. So they can drop in the items to create their ionic compound. Here's a numeric answer question, another numeric answer question with a matrix, equations editor. So we do support LaTeX formatting for you math folks. And here's that rubric question for self-assessment. So again, hit that green button and then you can go see how all of these are configured. So let's head back to our widget editor and we're going to start off with something familiar. We're going to pick a multiple choice. And let's see. All right. So I'm going to do multiple choice. We're going to do some capitals here. We're going to do, what is the capital of Spain? Type in my answer choices. And a fun one. Okay, make sure that you select which one is your answer that you want. Okay, and then as I scroll down, you're going to see some additional options. We have random answer order, so it will randomize these. You can also turn it into multi-column layout. And then further down, we have a rationale. So this is revealed to students after they have submitted their widget, where you can explain to them why or why not certain answers are correct. The hint is something that they can access in the moment. So you can add in a resource. So while they're working on the widget, you'll see the word hint. They can click on that to reveal the hint. If you need to add some additional audio to support your students, you can do that here for accessibility. And that recording feature is built into BookWidgets. But if you have a file you want to choose or import it from Google Drive, you can. And I'll just show reading aloud the question. What is the capital of Spain? What is the capital of Spain? Yeah, sounds good. If I didn't like it, I could always re-record it. And then we'll see, here is that audio fragment. And I can also determine if I have a maximum play count. If I want to only allow my students this support, to let them play it a maximum of 3 times, I can do that. Then if I want to include an image, I can attach an image to this particular question. If I want them to refer to that. And then our last tab here is correction and scoring options. This is where you will determine the scoring weight. How many points do you want it to be worth? So I'll just leave it as 1 for now. And if we want to add some more questions, we're just going to hit add question and repeat the process. This time I'm going to do annotate picture. And then I'm going to have the students name the capital cities of the countries on the map. And I'm going to switch this to rich text formatting because I want to emphasize it's the capital cities. Because I've seen students get this wrong. They want to tell me what the country is. All right, now I need an image for them to annotate. So I can choose an image if I already have it on my computer desktop. I can import it from Google Drive, and then I can find an image online. Finding an image online opens up our Pixabay integration. So you don't have to go Googling, the wild web to go find an image. You can just type in some keywords here. Let's see what we get. All right, so I got quite a few different options. So if I scroll down and I don't like any of the ones I see, it does say load more, just a little cut off right there. But if you click that, it'll give you more. But I like, let's pick this blue one. I like that one. Okay. And now I need to add my input fields. So I have my image. Where do I want my students to annotate? You'll notice I get this kind of hazard symbol here. This lets me know that I have not finished setting this widget up, and I need to make sure that I have put in the correct answer. So the first one we're going to do, because if you didn't know this, is BookWidgets is based in Belgium, and the capital of Belgium is Brussels. So I'm going to, have my input field here. I can drag this around on the page wherever I want it to go. I can also click around and it'll appear there. I'll just move it here. I'm going to hit done. I want to add another input field. So again, there's that hazard. I got to finish setting it up. This one will do Paris. If you don't type in the correct answer, then you will have to manually score it. So by typing in the correct answer, I mean, if you want to leave it open-ended for them, you can have that, have them type it in, then you manually score it. But to get the automatic scoring to save yourself time, you want to type in that correct answer. Now let me do one more. And this one, we're going to make it a drop down. So to do a drop down, you'll see from this, the eye icon here, whenever you see that, click on it because it will always give you more information. So in order to set up a drop down, we're going to do a little bit of typing in a specific configuration. So we need to type in select and then our answer choice, and then the options are going to come after the hashtag symbol. So there we go. Select : I know I'm going to do Rome because I'm going to pick Italy. And then we have Brussels, London, Athens as my choices. I still got to pick my position. Go drop this on Italy. Move my little guy around. I could also resize it if I need to, but I don't really need to. It's pretty good as is. Okay. And then I can see also too the relationship with the other ones that are there. If I need to like adjust them, I can kind of do that and you'll see. Okay. And hit done. All right. Let's go back to our list of questions. So I see I have 2. I want to add another one. We're going to do, scroll down. I want to do audio picture match. Whoop, I missed it. There it is. Audio picture match. And this one, I want them to match the landmark with the country. And again, I can switch to rich text. I can bold, underline, add a link, add some multimedia elements if I so choose. All right, so now I got to set up my pairs. And I can also add distractors if I want to just have, an odd number. So the first one's going to be France. So audio description, the students will not see this. This is for you to know what did you just say on that audio fragment. And I'm going to record France. France. And accept it. There, it's added. Now I'm going to add my image. Again, I can choose import, but I'm going to go find one through Pixabay. And we're going to pick the Louvre. Take a look at our pictures. I'll do this one. And add it. Okay, I'm going to add another pair. So for this one, I'm going to do Italy. Record. Italy. Accept. Find my image. I'm going to do Venice. I like that one. The canals. And then let's add another one. We're going to do Greece. 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 Okay, accept it. And then I'm gonna do find image online. We're gonna do the Parthenon. And then I want my students to really analyze the image. So I don't want to make it easy for them. I want them to like have to look. So there we go. There's that one. Okay. And you know what? Let's add a distractor. So I could add an audio distractor or I could add an image distractor, one or the other. So you have to leave one of the sides open so that pick Belgium. We'll do record Belgium and accept. Okay. All right. Now I want to show you one other way to add questions to your widget. So the more widgets that you make, the easier it is to make more widgets and to add more questions. So remember up here in the top right, we have preview, choose, and close in the dropdown. From the dropdown here, that cogwheel, I'm going to select import from widget. And now I can go to my widgets, any widget in any of my groups or folders here. I can go to any of them. It doesn't have to be my Google Classroom group because I'm just pulling in the question. So I'm going to go to this one. And I like question 4 here. And I'm going to import it. If you hit import and clear, it's going to clear all of your those questions that were there. It's going to like remove that question. You don't hit import and clear unless you really want to get rid of them. But I like having just that import. And then now we can see here is that question. What kind of question is it? It's a long answer. I've included the question. I'm going to switch to rich text because I'd like to, again, do some emphasis. Long answer questions, you can do a little bit of auto scoring for them by including keywords and a point value. So I still need to manually evaluate and I need to go review my students' work manually. That's just good practice to go check their writing skills. But if I want to look for specific words, like I want my students, to restate the question in their response. So then I grab capital, city, visit, because, and then each one of these optionally, but I gave it a point that they will earn a point for including any of those words. Okay. Then as I scroll down, there's some additional things. So again, I can do the rationale, the hint, the audio, the image. And then for correction and scoring, we'll see I've given it a score of 10, but I can always change that number. Okay. All right, so let's take a look and see what our widget looks like. So I'm going to hit preview, and this will let me see the widget inside from the student's point of view. I'm still inside Google Classroom. So now I can see this, here's my first question. What's the capital of Spain? Here's my audio player, and I can see that there's 3 plays left. What is the capital of Spain? And then you will see now I have 2 plays left. So then they can pick the answer. Scroll down. Here's our annotate the map. So where they can type in their response for the indicated place. And then here's that drop down. Here's the matching, the landmark to the country. Oh, where'd my other images go? Which is great that when you check the preview, you can go back and you can fix it when you go, oh, something happened. Also, within this, before I go fix those questions, a couple of things I want to show you. If you want to see what it looks like from a different device point of view. So if your students are using mobile devices like a smartphone, you can change the size to see what it looks like for them. If you're using tablets, we're seeing it in portrait mode. You can see what it looks like, or just resizable. It will resize, as you change the size of your computer screen. Design is where you will adjust the visual design of your widget by changing the color. You can make it a light or dark background. So if you have students who like dark mode, like high contrast, we'll do that. Ooh, that kind of pops, doesn't it? That map. Ah, but I'm missing out on my lines for my indicators on the annotate image. So again, I can go and play and say, no, you know what? I think I like light mode best. Now, for those of you that have trial accounts, you'll see limited design options. You will just see up here changing the font, which will change the font there. You'll see the title change. And then as I scroll up now, you'll see the questions and the answer choices change. So you're changing the template for it. And if you purchase a group license or a school license and your design options are activated, you're going to see so many more things that you can customize. So that line that's in the right here, I can even customize that and make it a different color if I so choose. There's so many different things that you can do to customize the look, but we'll have to save that for another time. Okay, so let me exit out of preview. Let me go back to my questions. Let's go back to my choices. There's my image. Yeah, my image disappeared. Find image online. Make sure I got that back in. But see how quick it is to be able to, okay, make a change. I'm going to add an image and find it fast. And there's that image. And there we go. Okay. All right. So I got them. All right. So now what else do I want to configure for my widget? In addition to questions, if I come over here to reporting, this is where you can determine if you want to enable submitting of answers or not. Let's just say this is a practice. I don't need to collect your work, but you can still get your scores and see how you did. I just don't need to collect it. I can uncheck that box. The other thing I can add here is exam mode if I would like to have a timer. So if I want to make this, it doesn't have to be like an exam, like a test, but if you want it to be something more of, again, a practice activity that you don't want them to spend hours upon hours on, you can give it, a time limit. Just give it 10 minutes. Okay. You can also allow that timer to reset afterwards. And if time does run out, the students will receive a pop-up that prevents them from continuing to work. And it will only allow them to submit their work. So if the time runs out, they have to submit it, unless you check that box to allow them to have more time. But again, you can make that choice to differentiate your instruction per your students' needs. All right, let's come over here to the General tab. Under General, there's so many options. We're going to go to Correction and Scoring first. So here, you can show whether answers are correct or incorrect when the quiz is done. So if you want to let the students see what they got right or wrong. If you want them to see what the correct answer was, you can keep that box checked or uncheck it. If you don't want, first period to tell the answers to third period. If you want to have a password to reveal answers, you can do that. That's great for breakout rooms or escape the classroom type of games. You can also, again, color code answers immediately. I'm going to say yes for this one just so that you can see it in action. And revealing what the score is, you have choices there. Okay. You can also allow students to correct or update their answers or show points. Again, you can make this like an exam summative assessment or something that's more formative as a practice. Now, feedback is awesome. This is where you can add automatic feedback depending on the score of the student and have it automatically delivered them. So when you click the button, Add Feedback, you're going to determine your scoring parameters and enter in your feedback message. You can add in, rich text. You can add in an image. You can link in a video, do some audio, embed a web page if you really wanted to. Let's do another feedback. I'm going to say, and you can make as many tiers as you want, but I'm going to do, whoops, 70 up here. So 70 or below is going to get this score. Keep trying. And then let's say I want to direct their attention to some other resources. You know, they can go to, and I'll put in a link. Firm. So that they have, you know, a resource to go check out before, let's say, if I allow them to retake it. I can also configure the feedback when I want them to see it in the widget as part of returned work, only in the widget, only as part of returned work. So after you've reviewed it, then sent the paper back to them, the worksheet back to them, they can see it then, but I'm going to keep it as both for now. You can determine strict answering order if you want these to be randomized or not, or they have to be answered in that exact order. You can do random question order, automatic numbering. You can also number your sections that you might create with a text question. Startup password, safe exam browser. You can enable or disable spell check. If you're doing like a spelling test with your students, you can uncheck that box. You can do some instructions that will be revealed to them when they open up the widget. Text selection and text to speech. This is also very useful for an accommodation for accessibility. You can use this to support your emerging readers, as well as having language instruction being supported. So I can do language as English. And then if I'm working with emerging English language learners and they do another language, let's see, what should I pick? There's so many options. I've kind of lost count with how many are in here. I'll just pick Spanish. And then you can select also if you want text to speech online through your browser. Okay, then we have an on-screen keyboard. So if you need students to type in and you don't have physical keyboards, you can enable that feature. And then our math and science folks, you'll really appreciate the scratch pad. So I'll just say yes so that you can see it. And then what type of background do you want on your scratch pad? So we'll say grid for now. The calculator, I'm going to enable that, even though I don't have any math questions, because I want you to see what it looks like. And I'm going to pick scientific. We also have the equation editor and allowing sharing or allowing download of responses. Okay. So as you play with these different settings, as you go and change them, go to preview so that you can see what it looks like. So here's those instructions. Okay. And now I can scroll up and I can see, okay, as I'm picking things, there's that color coding. So it's letting my students know, hey, you got the right answer as they're selecting stuff. Okay. You'll see there's that drop down. So some of it's revealed or not. Here's that scratch pad that's revealed with that icon. So when you click on that, it reveals this is not scored, but students can, write, they can type, they can upload a picture, so it's a great place for like brainstorming. And you just make it disappear by clicking on the icon. And then up at the top, you'll see how many questions there are as I've scrolled and what question number I'm on. I'm on question 4. If I scroll up, I'll see that there's 4 questions there. We have the timer is counting down. But what's nice is like, so that you're not stressing your students out, you can hide those numbers and then you just see like the pie chart here, the clock. And then those instructions, click on the eye, it will reveal those again. Okay. Here's that scientific calculator. When I click on that, it will appear right here. I can move it around on the screen. I can type in my numbers and do the things accordingly. And then the submit button to send in my answers, and then the trash can. So every time you make an update or that you play as if you're a student, get in the habit of hitting the trash can so that you can clear your answers and it's not like holding over from before in your student preview mode. Okay. All right. So any changes we've made? We're pretty good. We got all our stuff set. So now let's see what this looks like to students. We're going to hit choose. It's processing my widget. And now we see there's that practice attached. I can type in again, anything for Google Classroom. I can put it there. It's 18 points. I can see that it's 18 points over here in the Google Classroom setting. Okay. I think I'm good. Got all my stuff. I'm not going to worry about a due date today. And I'm going to hit assign. If I need to save it for later, or if I want to schedule it, this is great for like sub plans. You know, if you know you're going to be out on Monday next week, you could get this stuff scheduled ahead of time to your students. You can use that feature or save it as draft if you're not done editing and you want to return to later. I'm just going to hit assign. Then there it is. I see it posted. So on my teacher side, I open it up. I can see how many people have handed it in, who it's been assigned to, when was this posted. And then if I need to go review work, I'll go do that. But let's go look from the student side. So I'm going to switch my windows. Whoop. I'm in Sam student. We're going to go to humanities. I see that, oh, we posted a new assignment. I can see when things were posted. I can either click on it here, or I can go to classwork and I can see it. So I'm going to open up, complete this activity. I'm going to click on the book widgets. I'm going to sign in. Go. All right. So now I'm seeing that my progress in this activity is being shared with my teacher. This is live mode. So let me back out of full screen and I'm going to make it so that you can see this side by side with the teacher mode. So just give me a hot second. Pull up Teresa and I got to make her minimized. All right. So now let's go side by side. All right. Extend you down. Let's get in there. Okay. Ha ha ha. So you see, I just clicked on the name of the assignment. For submissions, no one has submitted this yet. Okay. That's because no one's done the work yet. But I'm going to go to live mode. And I can see that Sam student, last activity, he opened this up 1 minute ago. Okay, so I'm over here on Sam. I've already played. I don't need to do that again. So I'm going to like click my answers. We can see, oh, Sam didn't get it right. Uh-oh. It's going to click again. Click again. Yeah, there we go. He's got it. Let's scroll down. I can see where he's at. Okay, I know that there's 3 areas to enter and he's only done 1. Notice how it's color coded, that he's got it right. Okay. And then also what I can do is this. I can go into Sam student and now I can watch him as he's typing. So here on this side, he hasn't answered numbers 2 or 3 yet. So let's go do those. Ha ha. Let's go to the drop down. There we go. Awesome. He's got him right. Okay. Next question. He hasn't been there yet, so we're going to scroll down. He's got to listen. France. Drag it. Now it appears. So he hasn't, you didn't see it appear until he started to take action. Italy. Now, if I'm Sam and I'm going, well, wait, that's kind of like both of these have old buildings. If I click on the image, it will expand it and then I can look at it closer. Exit out. Look at this one. Exit out. Greece. I can see that, oh, because again, in the moment, I have it showing color-coded correct answers. So I see, yes, I got this correct. It's still blue. I didn't get it correct. So I'm going to move this one up to here. Yay. And then move that one there. Yay. And we can see on this side that it's happening in real time. Now, if I saw Sam was struggling as I'm reviewing his work, this becomes an opportunity for me not just to stay at my computer and watch the whole class, but to get up and go over to his seat and to say, hey, Sam, what's going on? Oh, what do you think about this? So that you can, check in with him in person. Doesn't have to just be in, through the computer. So it's a great relationship builder. All right. So now Sam's going to type in the response and do a little bit of copy paste magic for Sam's response. So as I'm typing, I would like to, and you can see as I'm typing, there it's appearing, 4 words. He hasn't hit any of these things yet. I would like to visit the capital. Whoops, capital. There it is. He got 1 of the keywords. City. There we go. We got 2. And type it in. And then I even got some more. I'm going to just copy paste so that you can see. Bloop. Look at all that Sam wrote. And then we have words. He's got 107 words, which is pretty nice. Okay. Now, Sam has to hit submit. He has to hit submit to turn in his responses to me. Even though I'm seeing his work here, he should still hit submit to turn it in. And then he should also hit turn in for Google Classroom. So I'm going to hit submit, send the answer. My quiz was submitted successfully. And don't forget to turn your work into Google Classroom. So now at the assignment level, I have to hit turn in as the student. So it's like kind of submit plus turn in to make sure that it's clear for what, to let both programs, BookWidgets and Google Classroom, know that this assignment is complete. Now you'll see too, here is that automated feedback. I'm gonna exit out of this. Okay. So we can see Sam's score over here on the student side. We can see when his last activity was, the score. And then I'll notice that 4 out of 10, because this is a question I have to go manually review and update the score. So I'm going to expand the teacher view here so you can see it a little bit easier. When you're reviewing student work, you can do it via, I'm going to go to submissions because we'll see his now submitted. So on the submission side, I can see, okay, 100%, 100% at the question level. This is great for me to know as a teacher, like where was my whole class struggling? If everybody had a problem with question 3, I would know to go check that out. And then if I want to look at individual students, here's Sam. I can go in and see Sam's submission. And I can give it, I can see how long did it take Sam to do this task in 5 minutes. I can leave a high level comment on his work. And I can, type in a comment that he will see. As I scroll down though, okay, we have, what's the capital of Spain? That's correct. So I can say, good job. Again, I can give a comment here. Well done. Same thing, enter in comment. And then now for this particular question, I can update the score and I can do something else that's really cool. I can add in some correction labels. So as I read Sam's response, I can see that, oh, we have a problem with capitalization. So I'm going to highlight this. And now when you see what pops up is this little toolbar here. So I can leave a comment like a footnote specifically on this word, or I can add a label. So I'm going to click this. It's color coded. I'm going to click on the 3-dot icon, and now I can edit my correction label. So let's say spelling. My students are always making spelling mistakes. I'm going to give it a code, SP. I'll keep the color, hit save. We'll do another one. We'll do capitalization. Cap, save. Let's say for math folks, oops, let me go back and edit. Let's say for math folks, you want to do like show your work. And then you could be, there's your code and hit save. And you can add as many labels as you need, color coding them specifically. Okay. So I'm going to hit close. And now for this one, I'm going to say it's spelling, not spelling. I'm going to say capitalization. So you'll see it says cap 1. But then I see, oh, another capitalization error. Now it's cap 2. Did I see another one? I know I did. Right there, cap. I'm going to highlight 2 words and say gap. I can highlight 3 words and say gap. All right. And then now what we're seeing, in addition to the comment, if I come up to the top of my document here of Sam's responses, I can see capitalization, that there's 6 capitalization areas where he needs to go take a look. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to give him 8 points back because he did pretty good, but there's some deficiencies there. Okay, now up at the top, I'm only scoring one person's response here. But if I wanted to, if I had a whole class set, I could filter by hiding correct answers. So I only have to look at the questions I need to address. I could download his response as a PDF. I can return the work to Sam. I can return a PDF copy of it. I can see what the student view would look like for this. So he can see what, and I have that filter on, so I can see what Sam will see when it gets returned to him. And this dropdown, I can also configure the global feedback view. So if I do not want my students to see total points, I can remove that. If I don't want them to see points per question, I can remove that. And then if I want to do, working in just this kind of small frame, if I want to see it bigger, it'll open up this view now in a different tab. So there's so many things that you can do within the grading dashboard here. One other thing I want to show you, and I know we're close to time, but this, when you come down here, so you'll see now I'm in BookWidgets because you can see the top navigation bar. I'm in the review section of my humanities practice. So I just am looking at this in a bigger screen at the moment. When I come down here to submissions and this gear icon, the cogwheel, I can do a few fancy things to make my time easier. I can select all the work, so it'll checkbox if I have multiple submissions. I can hide students that didn't submit yet. I can add a star. I can return in bulk everyone's papers to them, their work to them. I can return a PDF copy of their work, again, in bulk. If I need to download their submissions and save it for my files, I can do that. But here's awesome. What I love, if I return the work, I've returned it. I can configure the feedback view. It's going to return it and close. Then if I want to go, oh, wait, man, I need to like recheck this. I can reclaim the return work because I forgot to put a comment. I can just reclaim it and kind of take it back from him. The other thing too is for students who go. Where is it? Where'd you go? Um, I can force students to turn in their work if they haven't turned it in yet. So I think because I've got only one here, another option will reveal that has where you can force submissions of students. So you have all your students who forget to do things. Now you can make sure that it is done. All right, I'm going to go back to slides as we just have a few last things to recap. And then off you go on your merry ways. So integrations, again, you can connect your BookWidgets account to your learning management system. Tomorrow, I will be talking about Microsoft Teams. So if you'd like to join us for that, please do. But if you check the bookwidgets.com/webinars page, you will see what upcoming webinars are coming and be able to see recordings of previous ones. Live mode is awesome. So I'm just going to play this real fast so that you can see what the whole class view looks like. And then being able to see individual student submissions is really powerful for saving you time. When it comes to grading and feedback, as I just showed you, you can work quickly and efficiently with those filters so that you can provide that meaningful feedback in a timely fashion and adjust scores as needed. So you're putting all the wonderful pieces together with BookWidgets when you're using the widget and question templates, when you're integrating in the LMS and the auto grading features, that real-time monitoring and all that reporting dashboard just brings it all together for you and your students in their learning process. So some additional links. If you ever have an issue, email us at support@bookwidgets.com. Frederick will give you a wonderful reply. There's that webinars page. We also have our tutorials and knowledge base so that you can look up things when you do have a question. And then if you haven't done it yet, definitely check out the BookWidgets blog group. The BookWidgets blog is a cornucopia of so many wonderful articles that include widgets that we, the team, have created. And when you click that link, because you'll get these slides later, and you'll be able to click on them. You can join the BookWidgets blog group to have access to every single widget we've ever created for the blog. So again, working smarter, not harder, and then you can duplicate and customize the widgets accordingly. All right, and then another thing for you, we love presents. So if you join our Teaching with BookWidgets Facebook group, and feel free to friend me. I have an opportunity for you to claim a 6-month gift card or to share it with a friend. So here is the Teaching with Facebook group. And then if you'd like to friend me, my link for Facebook is also here in the chat. So if you create a post after you join the group, if you create a post, share something that you learned from this webinar, share the student link to a widget that you create and explain how you plan on using this widget and tag me. And then we will send you a gift card for 6 months free usage of BookWidgets. So last thing for you all before we do Q&A, I want to thank you for joining me and also drop in the chat our session evaluation because feedback is important for all of us. Let me know how I did. And then when you submit your feedback, you will be able to get your certificate of attendance. So I'm going to stop the recording now and we'll start some Q&A. So again, thank you all for joining me.